Hey everyone, this is Mr. Wyrick, and I'm going to go through this 3.2.7 through 3.2.14 test review with you just real quick. Question number 1, if AE is equal to 2x plus 5 and AC is equal to 30, what is x? This is half of the diagonal versus the whole diagonal. So you can do one of two things. You can take the 2x plus 5 and multiply it by 2, set that equal to 30 and solve, or you can take the 30, you can divide it by 2 since it's an even number, set that equal to 2x plus 5 and then solve. That way, either way, you should end up with x is equal to 5. The two parts of that should be 15 apiece, and it should work out. On the next one, if DE is equal to 3x plus 2 and EB is equal to x minus 12, what is the value of x? Again, this is a parallelogram. The diagonals are going to bisect each other, so these should be equal. 3x plus 2 is equal to x minus 12. So you end up with x is equal to a negative 7, which doesn't make any sense for the situation, but it's just getting you to solve the problems. Question number 3 says, determine if the following figure is a parallelogram. So you have to remember, what does it take to make a parallelogram? You have to have both pairs of opposite sides parallel or congruent, the opposite angles be congruent, the diagonals have to bisect each other, or one pair of opposite sides both parallel and congruent. And we are graphing these. When we graph these, specifically, if I look at these, we have a top base to this one that has a slope of 0, and we have a bottom base that has a slope of 0. So we have one set of parallel sides. The other set of sides, though, one of them has a positive slope, the other one has a negative slope. They cannot be parallel. You don't even have to find the slope on there. This is a trapezoid. It is not a parallelogram. On number 4, MRTW is a rectangle. Angle R is 5x plus 10. What's the value of x? Every angle of a rectangle should be 90 degrees. So this is 5x plus 10 is equal to 90. Should give you 5x equals 80 and x is equal to 16. Number 5, the same rectangle diagonal, MT is drawn. Angle MTW is 36 degrees. What is angle MTR? Again, this is all the angles are 90 degrees, so 36 plus whatever this angle is equal to 90. 90 minus 36 should give you 54. On number 6, the correct labels for the quadrilateral. It has right angles, so it is a rectangle. It has opposite sides that are congruent, so it is a parallelogram. All the sides are congruent, so it is a rhombus, and since it's both a rectangle and a rhombus, it should be a square as well. On number 7, the ways that you can prove a parallelogram is a rectangle. Remember, we already know that it is a parallelogram, so there's not much you can do here. It's either that the diagonals are congruent, or if you can say any angle is a right angle, that should be all 4 angles are right angles. Because they're all right angles, we have a rectangle. On number 8, we have a rhombus. Which of the following is true about the triangles that the diagonals make? Tricky pronunciation there for me this morning. All of these triangles should be congruent because the diagonals are going to bisect each other on any parallelogram, and specifically for the rhombus, the diagonals meet at a 90-degree angle, so they should all be right triangles. So the first 2 should be circled. They're not all isosceles, and they're not 45, 45, 90, unless this is a square, which it's not. Question number 9, it has a kite. It says fill in the missing angles for the kite. So this is the stuff that we only had the notes for. All quadrilaterals add up to 360 degrees. So you're going to take the 360 and subtract 101, and then subtract 48. Once you have subtracted the 149 from the 360, you'll get 2 angles, or you'll get one measurement that you have to split into 2 angles. It's going to come up decimals because this is going to be an odd number, but angle 1 and angle 2 in this image should be the same angle. On number 10, in the trapezoid, the top base is 12, the bottom base is 20. What is the measure of the mid segment? Remember, you add these together, divide by 2. So that would be 12 plus 20 is 32, divided by 2 makes 16 for that mid segment. In the trapezoid above, the top base is x plus 7, the bottom base is 3x plus 6, the midsegment is 14. So you would need to add the top and bottom base, so x plus 7 plus 3x plus 6, which should give you 4x plus 13. You're going to divide that by 2, and then set that equal to 14. So the value of x in this case, it's going to be a decimal or a weird fraction there, because it's not going to come up even because of the 13 and dividing by 2. Hopefully you just get that average across there and understand that you're using that average to solve for x. On number 12, which of the following are not characteristics of all parallelograms? The opposite angles are congruent in all parallelograms. The opposite sides are congruent in all parallelograms. The diagonals are only congruent when we have rectangles, so that one needs to be circled. The diagonals bisect each other in all parallelograms. All angles are 90 degrees is only in rectangles, so circle that one. The diagonals intersect at 90 degrees. That would be rhombi, so we circle that one. Opposite sides are parallel. That's all parallelograms. And then exactly one set of parallel sides, that would be trapezoids, so we need to circle that one. And that should be the end of our review. Make sure you study it. Good luck on the test.